Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel and another stream. Today, we are going to be taking another look at the FSLabs A321neo, or new engine option, and we are also going to be taking a look at a preview of MK Studios Adelaide Airport for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Before we delve into the details of our live stream today, I want to welcome all of you guys here in chat. Rand Cooley, Boeing Corp, Mike from Logan, New Jersey, Scars, Mr. Valero, welcome. Mr. Thorder, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us this evening. Dominic, welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. Mr. Roy and Alex. Alex, it's been a long time, my friend. I hope everything is okay with Dad. The Flight Snob, welcome aboard. Good evening to you. Cubbing Demon, welcome. Captain McGee, glad to have you guys all here with me this evening. So we're going to begin today by taking a look at this rendition of Adelaide by MK Studios. They were gracious enough to provide me with a preview copy to showcase here on the channel. And let me go ahead and switch to drone camera. This is actually a very, very nice rendition of Adelaide, very detailed, and they actually did all the things that I normally criticize, they have avoided in this rendition of Adelaide. The one thing I don't like in most of the sceneries for Microsoft Flight Sim is the areas of the airport where are left for the aerial imagery to be streamed. Now, MK Studios has spared no effort in really working on every single area of this airport. As you can see here, the ground textures at every spot in the airport has been very carefully modeled, textured, baked, and made look exactly like the real airport. This is, by the way, still not a finished product, so the final product might be a little bit different. And if there are any problems or issues that you spot, will probably be addressed before the release. But this is really a very nice rendition of the airport. It is not very heavy on the frames, and it's got the full interior. Again, I'm not a big fan of interiors, but this one has got everything that you might want to look for in a scenery. And this is past the passport control. Again, you've got the entire terminal here with 3D static people in the terminal. And it's a really, really nice rendition of the airport. I do like MK Studios' work. They really produce very nice scenery, and their airports are always very well balanced in terms of the visual quality versus the performance. You'll never find an MK Studios airport that has stuttering like many other scenery developers. You'll never find them creating, They never have issues with their airports. On release, they are normally optimized for performance, and they look very, very good, as you can see here. Very, very nice rendition of Adelaide. Our flight today is going to be to Melbourne, and it's going to be a short flight, so not a very long flight. And we are here inside the beautiful cockpit of the A321neo by FSLabs. As you can see, I really, really like with the latest updates that this aircraft has received. It is really looking very, very good. So let me give you a quick brief here on our flight. We are departing Adelaide, marginal VFR conditions today, runway 23. There is no SID. We are going to be cruising at about 38,000 feet, I believe, 35,000 feet. And we're going to arrive about 45 minutes later into Melbourne, Australia, runway 34. Again, there is no star as we approach our destination. With that said, let's go ahead and start prepping things up. And I do have a few important updates that I'd like to share with you guys here. One that is related to a problem that I've had with MSFS and X-Plane. And the other one is more towards the channel, an update for the channel, if you will. So let's begin here by taking a look at the parking brake is set. The engine ignition switch is in normal and both ignition switches are in the off position. The thrust lever is in the idle position, and all the switching controls are in norm. Next, we're going to make sure that both wipers, the landing gear is down, and then the wipers are both off. We're going to move here to the batteries. We're going to make sure more than 25 volts of battery, and then we're going to turn on battery 1, battery 2, and external power. I really do like the sounds a lot on this A320. Cruise supply on, ground control on. Moving up here, we're going to set the ADIRS to nav. Moving down to the lights, strobe lights go to auto, nav lights, and then we're going to turn on the fasten seat belt, non-smoking sign on, and arm the emergency lights. Next, we're going to turn on the fuel pumps, and we're going to adjust the control here. All right, perfect. So now we have everything set here. We're going to brighten up our displays so we have better visibility inside the cockpit. And the same thing for our MCDU units on both sides. All right, and let's bring up our radios. There we go, and the same thing on the first officer's side. Here, bringing the lights there for better visibility. Perfect. Next, we're going to come here and test the oxygen masks. And they check okay. Excellent. And next, we are going to come actually here to the McDo. And we're going to start setting up the aircraft for our flight. I'm going to go slightly to this side so we can put Navigraph charts here. All right, and we'll make this a bit smaller. Put it on the side. There we go. All right. I learned a lot of things from your channel. Thank you very much, sir. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hello, Jesse. Welcome. Glad to have you with us this evening. All right, so we're going to go to the ATSU. And we're going to go to the AOC menu, to the init page. We're going to click here on init data request. This should initialize the flight, and it will also get us our information here. You can see this is a Jetstar flight departing from Adelaide to Melbourne. We have 3.7 tons of fuel aboard the aircraft, and we can now go to back to the, we're going to go to the OFP data. Now, you see this here, we're going to delete that. So I'm going to clear this. And now it says 0423. I'm just going to type it in. For some reason, it's not updating. So I'm just going to say 0423. And I'm going to put it here. And then I'm going to change this to instant and say send OFP data. And this will immediately set the aircraft fuel to the required amount of 5.9 for the block fuel. We have our taxi and trip fuel as well. Next, we're going to go back to the AOC menu, and now we're going to go to boarding. In the boarding, you'll see that we already have the cargo because we got everything from SimBrief. So you have everything here. We're going to go to the next page. And from the next page, we're going to say instant request, and then request that, and that will automatically set everything instantly into our aircraft. So if we open up the electronic flight bag now and go to mass and balance, you will see that we have all the data here. So this is the planned, this is the current, and everything is ready to go in terms of the payload. Next, we're going to go quickly here to the tech log and just take a look here. And it says the rear galley sink is clogged. I really am not sure if this is just there for, you know, if there's something that you can fix, or this is indeed something that require, you know, if it's just there for, you know, more of like a realism, you know, just show you something, you can do something about it or not. You can click here and say confirm. It goes away, but then it comes back. So I'm really not sure if you can actually fix this. I looked for the option, but couldn't find anything related to it. All right, I'm going to make sure that cabin here is on so you guys can hear the passenger announcements during the flight. Right, let me brighten up our lower and upper ECAMs as well. And with that, let's go ahead and start the APU. So APU master switch is on, and then the APU is now starting. And now we can go back and finish programming the MCDU. Perfect. Now if we go to the init page, you'll see that we already have everything fetched properly from SimBrief of our flight plan. The next thing we need to do is we need to put the zero fuel weight. So we just need to, since we've already, we did an instant load, you can simply click here to set the zero fuel weight. And the same thing goes for the block fuel for 5.9. And as you can see now, we have everything there, and the initialization or initial fuel prediction is now available. Perfect. So we're going to go to the flight plan. We're going to select our departure airport, departure runway, which is runway 23. There is no SID insert, and there is a disco here, so we're going to remove that.
Hey, good afternoon, CPTQ.
Hey, John, member for 50 months. Wow. Thank you so much, John, for the continued support. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. Really, really appreciate the support over the last 50 months. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Right, arrival into Melbourne. Now, I wanted to use the scenery by Orbix for Melbourne, but unfortunately, it causes tremendous stuttering. So runway 34. Let's see here. The ILS, RNAV. Where is 3-4? There is 3-4. So this is, it looks like it's going to be a visual approach into 3-4. All right, so insert, and there we go. Here, everything's good. All right. And then we're going to go to the next page. We're going to make sure there are no discontinuities along the flight path. So this is, there is one here, decel. All right, so let's remove this disco and insert. Okay, perfect. And finally, what do we need here? So this is it. Yeah, this is pretty much it. All right, so let's go to the progress page. We're going to enter MML, runway 34, and stick that there, 346 nautical miles. And we are going to go to the flight plan. We're going to select anyone here, maybe not this one, so maybe we need one, maybe AD. No, that doesn't work either. Let's go further down, maybe here. No. Yeah, we need one. All right, well, we'll do it a little later. That's fine. Okay, so we're going to go to the secondary plan. We're going to copy the active. And next we can go to the performance. Now, for the performance, we can come to our electronic flight bag. And we can come to, you can see the ACARS here, which is pretty cool. You've got your messages there. So this is the initial AOC uplink. And this is our load sheet. Very cool. Next, we're going to go to takeoff. We are departing runway 23. So we're going to select the full length of runway 23. We have the AC on. And we're going to say calculate. And just a second later, voila, we've got all our speeds, 155, 160, 163, 1.7 up, flaps 1, flex 57. All right, so we're going to go to perf, and we click here once, 155, V-rotate, 160, and V2, 163. The transition altitude is 10,000 feet, and we're going to select flaps 1, 1.7 up for our trim, and 57 is the flex temperature. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay, so now we can come up here. We're going to turn on the APU bleed, turn off the external power. We're going to turn on our beacon lights on. We're going to set the altitude to 35,000 feet, which is our final cruise altitude today. And we are going to also check the altimeter. So let's go to the weather here at Adelaide. And we have the altimeter set to standard altimeter 1013. Okay, perfect. We're going to start this clock. And now we are pretty much ready to go. So we are going to call the pushback truck and push out of our position. So we're going to come back here. We're going to go to connections. Again, you can do the load up of the aircraft as long or as short as possible. I like to set things up a bit quicker just to get things up in the air. So we're going to prepare for pushback and departure. And we're going to remove the chocks and the GPU. And we don't need PCA either.
Thank you for your videos, Q8. I appreciate them and your channel.
Oh, thank you very much, sir, for coming in with 11 euros. Thank you. That's very, very generous of you, sir. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that.
We are ready for pushback.
Very, very kind of you. Thank you so much, sir. I'm very glad that you enjoy the channel. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so we are ready. And if we go to...
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
All right. So we are ready to go. We're going to put this on flight plan. We're going to go to the second FMCG and put it on perf. And I think we're good to go here. All right.
Locking gear.
How have you been, Alex? I hope everything is well. All right. So all is good here, and let's take. Okay. Very good.
Just 28. I'm sure this should be longer.
Hey, Alex, how are you? Maybe it has to do with when I canceled all memberships. Maybe it resetted the counter or something. I don't know. Right. So you heard the captain saying, asking the cabin crew to arm doors and cross-check. So this aircraft also has full announcements.
Today. My name is Norman. It's my pleasure to introduce the rest of the crew today. Working with the front, we have Tim in the center.
Release parking brakes, please.
Here we have John. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for your comfort, but primarily for your safety.
Start at
With
wheel.
that in mind, please, we do ask for the 2 minutes of your time whilst we take you through the safety procedures of this aircraft. Thank you.
Very nice announcements as well. Right, let's go and start our engines. Engine mode selector to start, and start engine 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket, showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind.
Please set parking brakes.
In an emergency, leave all cabin
That's it
baggage on
for the pushback? Huh.
Your
Okay.
seatbelt is fastened, adjusted,
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
It must be fastened when the
Cockpit to
seatbelt
ground.
signs are on.
We have a good
I
engine start.
recommend that you
You
keep
can
it
disconnect.
fastened at all times.
Unlocking gear.
If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you.
Again, the cabin announcements are available throughout the flight.
Your nose and mouth.
Maybe we'll select a different runway for arrival, but we'll see once we arrive into Melbourne.
Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat.
Looks like, though, it's going to be a visual
Pass the tapes around your waist.
approach.
Click together. and pull the strap to adjust.
Well, I'm glad your
The
kin
knot
is doing
inflates
well,
inside
Alex.
the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle.
Right, we can go ahead and start with start engine number 1.
Into the tube.
Tow truck
There's a
disconnected.
light and
Bypass
whistle
pin
for
removed.
attracting attention.
Auto brake,
You
max,
also carry flotation
Left is
aids.
clear.
terrain on ND,
Your tray table must now be stored
and
on
we are going
window
to
blinds open and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight.
turn on the weather system here on the aircraft. Transponder 2, that's okay. We're going to go to ATC. We're going to select transponder mode auto and TCAS mode TARA. Above is fine because we are on the ground. And then once you are at cruise altitude, you'd go to below. Alt reporting is on. Okay, everything here is looking good. Perfect. Right, the second engine is now available as well. So we're going to put the engine mode selector back to normal. We're going to go to the overhead panel. APU bleed off. APU master off. Taxi lights on. And the pedal disconnect button is now pressed. And we are good to go, ladies and gents. Let's taxi to the runway. We actually need to set our flaps. Flaps 1. All right, flaps are set and speed brakes armed. And now we are good to go. Okay, parking brake released. And off we go. I'm not sure why the pushback truck hasn't, hasn't pushed us a little further, but that's all right. Notice how there is a marking from the nose gear on the ground. That's very cool. The engine sounds are really nice on this aircraft. Right, that's our departure runway. So we're just gonna taxi through. I'm not sure what happened with the GSX there. It could be that there's no profile for the airport yet in GSX. All right. So you can see here it says ground service required, and that's probably because of the clogged. I can't recall what it was. Something was clogged in the lavatory. All right, that's runway 23. Excellent. We're going to put the constraints on to see if there are any constraints along the way. And we are going to put the strobes on, runway turn-off lights, landing lights, and the taxi light to takeoff. And we are good to go, folks. Let's make sure the pedal... Alright, pedal disconnects there, so we can still take off config. And then, again, you heard the pitch trim. Alright, there we go. And now everything is good. Excellent. Again, you heard the captain announcement to cabin crew to take their seats for takeoff. And now we can see it flashing here, cabin ready. We're going to start our clock. There we go. All right. Manflex. There we go. Manflex, SRS, and runway. V1 and rotate. Positive rate. Gears going up. Right, and 1,000 feet. Climb thrust is set, and we're going to track the flaps. Speed brake off. Autopilot 1 engaged.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes. In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change will be greatly appreciated.
Jesse, welcome to Captain, my friend. Thank you very much for the support. Really appreciate it. Right, let's go to 40 here. Again, I really like the cabin announcements. Why is it complaining about? Ah, there we go. I really like the cabin announcement that this aircraft has. So this is really, I feel that this is like a complete package. While the EFB needs a lot of work still in order to bring it to, for example, the Phoenix standard, I still think that it's very functional, requires work, but I do like the visuals, I do like the sounds. This is a very high fidelity representation of the A321neo, and I do like their A321ceo as well. Both are great in my opinion. Really, thank you very much, guys, for all the support. You guys are the best. All right, here we go. Lovely scenery in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Right, we're approaching 10,000 feet. Runway turn-off lights off, landing lights off, and the nose light is off. And we are going to set the baro to standard. All right, standard baro set. And we are going to release the passengers and cabin crew. They can start servicing our passengers for the flight. All right, perfect. All right, let's take a quick look here at Navigraph charts for our approach today. If we go to approach, let's see, info, runways. So we have 34 and we have runway 16 and we have runway 09. Okay. So there is a GLS runway at 09.
Love your channel, Captain Q8.
Oh, Roy, thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate it. Captain for 3 months. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, guys, for the support. Really appreciate it. All right, so we do have runway 16. It doesn't have... so the winds, we have trailing winds. So the best one so far is runway 34 at a bearing of 340 degrees. Okay. All right, we're going to continue our climb now, and all aircraft systems are operational per design intent. We'll set this to 80 nautical miles. We'll set this to 40 here. It's, by the way, the weather radar on this aircraft works, but it's not perfect. There are still some, some anomalies with the display, but it does work, and it does show the weather in different, so if you have an area where there's bad weather, you'll be able to see that. So yeah, again, you can see the drawing there of the route changes quite a bit. I'm not sure if this is true to life or just it keeps, drawing things as it goes. It's doing strange things now, obviously. But overall, a really very nice aircraft, highly immersive aircraft, high rendition, high fidelity rendition of the Airbus. All right, It's doing some strange things now. So what we're going to do is, let's see, which one is the... All right, let's go to... We'll turn towards the... All right, let's see here if we can... I'm not sure why it's doing what it's doing. But let's see here. It's gone to open climb. All right, let me try to... Thing is, we don't have that many. All right, let me just go say direct, and we're going to go to AD insert, and now maybe we can. I'm not sure why it's doing what it's doing, but. All right, so now maybe I will select direct to Bindu, insert, and that should fix the problem. It does happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight
And then, as you can see, you have multiple cabin announcements as you begin your flight.
Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products,
Mr. Martini, welcome to Captain. Thank you so very much for your support, my friend. I really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Thank you guys really for the support. All right, now that we have the aircraft stable and doing what it's supposed to do, let me give you guys a little bit of an update on the channel and you know, what sort of plans I have for the future. Now, I have done extensive research on the channel analytics and how the channel has grown and not grown so much in the last few years, or maybe in the last 2 years, I would say. According to my analysis and according to the numbers, when the channel started 10 years ago, it was a very fast-growing channel. And the number of views, the number of the engagements, and the number of growth was very, very encouraging, very motivating for me. Although it wasn't something that I was really looking for or hoping for, I was simply driven by my passion for sharing the knowledge with you guys. And my videos, I started actually, when I started the channel, I did not create any streams. Streams is something that was introduced at many years later. So the channel was a primarily video, so long format channel. And those are the primary reason I think the channel has grown over the years. Are the tutorials, the top 5 this, the top 5 that. My most popular videos were the how-to videos. And I do know that and appreciate the fact that you know, all of you folks really like the way I explain things. Now, with the as the channel reached you know, a huge following, you know, engagement was really amazing. I started really to have less time to be able to answer all the questions. So when the channel started, maybe for the first 3 years, I never left a comment unanswered. Unfortunately, and this is by the way true for any other content creator, at some point the number of comments that you receive will be more than you can handle in a day, or maybe in an hour or two, which doesn't leave me much time to be able to. I do have the prompts coming on my mobile, and when the questions are things that I haven't answered before, or things I hear for the very first time, or an issue that is a first-time issue, I try my level best to answer it. I introduced the streaming a little later. It was again something that was very well received by the community when I first started doing streams. And then over the years, if I look at the channel today, in terms of the engagement, in terms of the viewership, it is significantly less from when I started. Now, this is for probably two reasons. The first reason is I have changed the type of content that I put on the channel. So while I try to address all the things that you guys are looking for, things like how to do this and how to do that during my streams, and I do really appreciate those of you who stay the entire course of a live stream. How do you know to set up the throttle in the FSLab? It's kind of weird. I haven't really set up everything. I just did it the way it is. Alex just came in with 10 Q8 pilot gifted memberships. Thank you so very much, Alex. That's very, very kind of you, sir. I really appreciate it. Guys, if you've received a gifted membership from Alex, please be sure to say thank you. You are very, very kind, my friend. Thank you so much. So the two reasons why the engagement has really dropped and so is the viewership is the fact that I have changed the format of the channel. So most of the people that have subbed to the Q8 Pilot channel have subbed for tutorials and the how-to guides and the top 5, the top 10 payware, how to do this, how to fix that. And I have departed really from that format in recent years. And so the interest has dropped as well. This, of course, was also exacerbated by the fact that there is, although flight simulation is a niche in the gaming industry or the simulation industry, there is a saturated community of content creators there and the competition. And when I say competition, I mean, I don't mean it in the literal sense. I mean, there are other content creators who are doing those type of videos now, the tutorial videos. We have real world pilots that have entered the scene and are creating excellent tutorials and providing real world insights, something that I cannot provide. And so for the foreseeable future, I am going to continue with those streams. And I'm going to continue where I can and have time to come up with those, how-to guides and videos. But one thing that has really been kind of knocking on my head is creating flight documentaries. And flight documentaries is something I am very fond of. I like documentaries in general, so I like to listen to documentaries about everything. I just find a lot of interest in reading and understanding, for example, aviation accidents or certain parts of the aircraft. What do they mean? What do they do? It's the history of its development, and then creating a documentary. And with the advancement of generative AI, I find now that this is probably something that I want to probably delve into, and I want to start creating not only documentaries, but I want to create aviation stories for children, to get them inspired and get them excited about aviation, and maybe make explainer videos for the younger generation, like kids that want to learn more about aviation in a Pixar-like movie or short movies to kind of help them understand aviation and the aspect of aviation. Of course, I will need the flight simulators. I will need the generative AI. I've been doing some crazy things with VO3, and I think I have reached the point where I am at a point where I can produce something of very high quality for the community. So, hello there, Alpha Sky 1. I would love to see a flight documentary from you. Of course, the first one should be about flight sim, I think. Yeah. So, there are now also many more content creators, so people are spread out further. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, that's very, very true. Most of my knowledge on how to even start a plane comes from your channel. So thank you. I've learned a lot here. Thank you very much, Jesse. I really appreciate it, guys. I appreciate your words of encouragement. And I will remain your servant, your flight simulation servant. I will always be there for you guys. I will always create those streams as much as I can and bring in the tutorials into those live streams as well, in order to enrich our flights and to enrich those streams. You really can't imagine how happy I am when I finish streams and where I interact with all of you guys. Another thing that has driven all of this, aside from me changing the format, the saturated scene with a lot of content creators, is the fact that the YouTube algorithm has changed. So let me give you an example. In the past, you used to get, based on the views, maybe the likes, the subscriber would receive, if you're subscribed to the channel, you would always receive a notification. Then the YouTube algorithm started changing a little bit. So let me use you, Dougal, as an example. So Dougal is subscribed to the Q8 Pilot channel, and let's suppose that, and maybe he has the all notification turned on. So he's subscribed, he's got the bell button pressed, and he's opted for all notifications. Now here's what happens with, and Dougal, of course, sees other videos, and he's subscribed to other channels, and those channels are viewed by people that probably view my channel, or they are seen as people who have similar interest in the kind of content that I create. So the YouTube algorithm would now, with Dougal being subscribed, knows that Dougal likes my content, and he starts showing Dougal, sends Dougal notifications that, hey, Q8 Pilot just posted a video. But let's suppose that Dougal does not click on the link. He ignores the notification. He's busy, he cannot do it, and he ignores the notification. First time, second time, third time, maybe fourth time, maybe he's traveling, right? Before I finish...
Your amazing work.
Thank you so much, Thomas, for coming in with 10 euros. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much, sir. Really, guys, appreciate it. And so when Dougal then stops to watch those streams or click on the link to view it, YouTube algorithm will think that Dougal is no longer interested in this content from the Q8 Pilot channel. So it would stop serving those notifications. I've had a lot of people tell me, look, hey, I'm subscribed. I didn't know about this video. What happened? And I know that this for a fact that this person hasn't really clicked on the links for several videos and several live streams. And so the YouTube algorithm thinks that he's no longer interested. Now, not only that, but here's what happens. It's very, very interesting. The people who are interested in related channels to mine that would normally get a For You from the Q8 Pilot channel will also stop getting it, thus really reducing the impressions of my live streams and videos to other potential viewers on YouTube. And this exacerbates the situation of your channel getting less and less engagement. Now, I'm very grateful for 102, almost 103,000 subscribers. I think I am the first flight sim content creator who's reached 100,000 subs, and this is only testimony to how great of support you guys have given the channel, and I really, really appreciate that. But the fact of the matter is, as things decline, and as the current format of the channel has less interest, I want to keep whatever you guys are interested in. Even if there were only 1,000 people interested in my content, I would still create it for those 1,000. But the fact is, I also, after 10 years, I'm also starting to get a little bit, bored, if you will, for the lack of a better term, of creating content that is similar in nature. Flight operation. So the streams are mainly flight operation. But what I really enjoy about the streams is flying the plane while interacting with you guys. This is what I really, really like. I would say you are the only YouTube content creator without bias, no matter what add-on is or who made it. You always say the truth. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that, ASIM. And this is something I really take a lot of pride in, and it hasn't been an easy thing to do. But back to my thought there is that after a while, you get really, it gets it's very monotone. It's like you want to start doing something new. So I am going to be introducing some aviation stories, documentaries. I'm also working on a Pixar-style movie for children that is also about aviation and about it's like a storyline. It's a short storyline. So I've always liked to do things like that, to direct a movie. It's been like a passion of mine also, and now I have the chance to do it. So and it does cost a lot of money to do it, but again, I'm always driven by passion. So there will be new content coming on the channel. It might be a hit, it might be a miss, I don't know. It's something I like doing, and maybe I'll start creating tutorials on how to, use generative AI to build your flight sim content and help new content creators really build, varied and rich content for the community. So that said, ladies and gents, I really just wanted to keep you guys updated as to what I have planned in the days, weeks, months ahead. We are going to continue our streams on Saturday and Tuesday.
More GA flying to smaller airports. That work be very nice and interesting.
Thank you very much, Boeing Corp Mike, for coming in with a $5 super chat. Do more GA flying smaller airports. That reach for sure. I actually prefer general aviation aircraft. So thank you very much, Boeing Corp Mike, and thank you for all the support, guys. You are just wonderful. I tell you guys, you cannot understand how grateful I am for the community, for the friendships that I've made through this channel. This has been really something that I will cherish for as long as I live. So yeah, again, I'm not quitting, guys. So it's not like I'm saying it's goodbye and I'm leaving and I'm going. No, I'm there to stay, and I will probably stay for creating content, flight simulation content, creating, sharing my passion for aviation and for flight with all of you for as long as I am physically and mentally able. So don't worry, I'm there. I'll always be there, hopefully, for, again, as long as I'm able. And with that, we are going to take a quick look here at the external view. I think I blabbed too much today. I talked too much. All right. So here's our Jetstar. Beautiful texturing, beautiful modeling of the aircrafts as we approach Adelaide. And I have I think I want to change our arrival runway, but we don't have any good one except for the only one that is suitable here. All right, let me go to weather charts 09. We have a GLS there for 09. How about we try a GLS runway, guys? Let's take a quick look at the airport. So if we look at taxi information, let's see here, airport info. All right, so if we look at airport info, this is runway 34 and this is runway 09. It's a short runway. What do you guys think? Or should we attempt the visual approach? Q8 pilot, I think you have probably inspired more flight simmers than you'll ever know. What you do has always been very special, my friend. Thank you so much, Dougal. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Jafar. Glad to have you with us this evening. Really, guys, thank you very much for your words of support. You should probably switch to MSFS because X-Plane 12 is getting less and less planes, add-ons. All the devs have switched to MSFS, sadly. That, my friend, is something that is not going to happen. I will continue to fly both sims. I will try to balance out a little bit. But my preferred flight sim is X-Plane. There's no doubt about that. There's no mistake about that. And I will not abandon X-Plane 12 because it is by far the most realistic simulation in terms of flight model and physics available today, aside from maybe DCS is more go visual Q8. All right, 3.4 is an RMP and 16 has an ILS. All right, we'll do the RMP approach. That's fine. So, all right, we'll keep it visual. And speaking of that, we are 71 nautical miles from the top of descent. So let me go ahead and prepare the aircraft for arrival. So let's go ahead and go to the weather at Melbourne. And we're going to go to perf. And next phase. And the QNH is 1008. The temperature is currently 8 Celsius. Gee, that's very cold, isn't it? All right, so 360.11, so not bad. What did I do? 360. Actually, we can't put 360. They're 359.11, or we put zeros. So we'll put that. And what else do we need? All right, so if we go to the charts, the approach, runway 34, R&P. Ah, there is a GLS as well. So if we look here, I'm not sure this aircraft is capable of a GLS approach, but it does have... Yeah, it doesn't look like it's got a... I don't think it has a GLS capability. So, or maybe if it does... Yeah, I don't know if it does or not. But it's got an RMP and it's got a GLS runway as well. So if we were in a Boeing, I'd probably know how to set it up. But I'm not sure if, how to do it here. Okay, so one thing that we do need is... This is the runway... is this working? Simlink is not running. All right, so Simlink. Okay. So let's see here. So this is 3-4 as we come into land, and we have the GLS frequency, the channel here for the GLS arrival, which is this one. The channel is 20707. But I'm not sure that it is supported. Yeah, you want runway 34. Just do the RNAV 34. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. So we are here. Let's click there. There we are. All right. So we're not very far. It should be straightforward for the approach. Yeah, for the DLH there we have it. All right. So... 200. All right, and we are good here. So flight plan, we'll put this back to VHF, and all is good here. Okay, perfect. So about 30 minutes into flight, exactly from the minute we took off. And yeah, I think Microsoft Flight Sim, I really am looking forward for Sim Update 3. It is 8 Celsius because close to winter now down there. Oh, God, isn't that amazing? Thrust set simulation. I mean, here in Kuwait, today was 48 Celsius, and it was just miserable. It was so hot. Q8, I'm a bit confused about what kind of content you are going to create in the future. Can you list this one more time? So documentaries for kids, and what more was it? All right, so I'm going to be creating flight documentaries about aviation accidents. I'll be creating short stories, short explainer stories, and fun stories, Pixar-like stories for children, something to motivate them and you know, have them intrigued and become inquisitive regarding, you know, things that are aviation related. So short, you know, short movies, things like that. And then documentaries for flight accidents. Those are going to probably, I will use the help of generative AI to create those documentaries. I'm thinking of creating the scripts myself, and it will be, the voiceover will be my voice, obviously, or maybe not, or maybe, just maybe, I will create an AI of me. This is something I've also been very proficient in doing, is taking a real world picture of a person and making like sort of an AI speaking person. The results are mind-blowing. So there are a lot of things I'm still learning, but yeah, this is something I want to delve into. It's going to take time to put out documentaries. It requires a lot of research. So there's a lot of work that goes into creating those flight documentaries. But it's, yeah, something I definitely want to delve into. And I will continue to do our streams and videos as well. The videos probably will be at a lesser frequency. You probably have noticed that I haven't been really doing a lot of videos in the last couple of years probably. So when really I feel there is a need to create a video, then I create one. But the only problem I have today, guys, is the time. Time is an issue. So with the documentaries, that I can do it at my own pace. I don't have to do, like, you know, wait for once the aircraft is released, I don't have to go immediately and do it. There's no pressure really in doing it. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna try to do. I went to Death Valley recently, 42 Celsius. Ooh, that's hot. Yeah, 42 is very normal in Kuwait, by the way. But yeah, it is very hot. All right, so 2,500 is our platform altitude. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now I want to tell you guys what happened yesterday with my computer, and maybe something that you will, maybe you're having a similar issue, and you know you'll benefit from this. So yesterday I was testing out this very flight. I was testing the airports, the scenery, to make sure everything's okay for today's stream. And I noticed a couple of things when I was at the Melbourne airport, the rendition by Orbex. There was a lot of stuttering, and it was just really, really bad. And the other thing that I've noticed in the last few days is that when I turn on Microsoft Flight Sim or X-Plane, that my temps, the CPU temps, are getting higher than usual. So normally, right now, it's my CPU is at 56 Celsius. That's pretty cool, very normal. When I idle at about 42, 38 Celsius. Sometimes it even goes to 34. And it depends on the ambient temperature of the room. But normally I idle at 40 Celsius. And when I'm running X-Plane or Microsoft Flight Sim, the CPU temps go to 56, 57 max. I've noticed the last few days that the temperatures were exceeding 68. They were like, when the sim was running, it's like 74, 69, and it stays there. So, yeah, and those high ambient, you'll always have high temps. That's true. But I've noticed something has changed. So now it's 57. This is the normal for my PC with its cooling and the ambient temperature. I get 56. In the wintertime, I get a little less. Now, what happened is I wasn't really sure why the airport was stuttering. So, all right, let me begin the descent here. So we're going to begin a nav descent. All right, and I'm going to increase this here. And I want to just add one thing here. Let me come... Oop, what did I do? All right, let's go return. All right, there we go. So we want YMML 34 there. And we're going to put 10 nautical miles radius. Flight plan. And if we just go here to the plan. All right, we have our 10 nautical mile radius. Okay. So what I did, the first thing I did is remove the airport. And then the stuttering was gone. So I knew that there was a problem with the airport. Then I said, what have I changed in the last couple of weeks? The only thing that I've changed was the NVIDIA driver, the latest NVIDIA driver, which is, let me see here real quick, NVIDIA driver, which is the 57688. Okay, it looks like there is a new driver just now. As you can see here, the 577 now. So there was, so now what I've done, I've installed, I went back to the 57652 driver, and everything went back to normal. The temperature went back to normal, no problems, no stuttering. The frame generation works really, really well. As you can see here, the entire experience went back to what I used to have. So there was something with that NVIDIA driver. So the latest is not always the greatest, is what I've come to a conclusion. That, yeah, there's a lot of times where the NVIDIA drivers are really, really bad. Have you tried Halio AI video generator? I have watched some comparative, and it seems to be better than VO. I haven't tried it, but I will give it a shot. I think I do have it in one of my subscriptions. Just in the PC? No. It was actually the NVIDIA driver. As soon as I reverted back to the older NVIDIA driver, which was the last NVIDIA driver I never had any issues with and was running great. The temperatures went back to normal and everything went back to normal. The PC is operating now as it used to when I first got it. Yeah, GPU drivers can drive you mad. Everything is good for me with 76.88 running the new 577 now. Any problems? Thrust set simulations with 577. Maybe I'll give it a shot and see what happens there with it. Do you prefer X-Plane or MSFS? I prefer X-Plane for the most part. I have removed the NVIDIA app. It hogs resources and causes micro stutters. Really, Dougal? Oh, I didn't know that. Maybe I will remove the NVIDIA app as well. I had to go back to 566 with my 4090 because the new ones were giving crashed and black screens. Not sure, getting ready to start the first flight now. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I think it has caused issues. I think we're flying a bit fast, so I'm going to extend the speed brakes here just to bring the speed down a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and turn on the fasten seatbelt sign on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Hey, AJ Fernardi, how are you, my friend? Glad to have you here. It's been a while. Yes, only install the drivers, not the bloatware app. It's good to have you here, AJ. Yes, I prefer it most of because of its flight physics. Yes, and by the way, X-Plane is starting to look very, very good. The clouds are amazing. I think you guys recall from the last tallest flight that we've done. The clouds are looking fantastic. I only load the driver, not the physics or HD audio stuff. Also run NVIDIA app with no issues. I see. Gotcha. Mr. Shakir Hashlan, welcome aboard. Keeping the sim in open good condition is a challenge with all of the updates. Yeah, for sure. Shakir is our the channel dear friend from Saudi Arabia. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here with us today. And he's also a content creator. AJ, sending 20 Q8 pilot gifted memberships. AJ, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. You're very, very kind, sir. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate that, AJ. Thank you so much. Guys, if you've received gifted membership from AJ or Alex, please be sure to say thank you. That's very, very kind of you guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. All right, so we're going to go here to 40 as we begin the approach towards Melbourne. Very nice looking livery as well of the A321neo. Thank you again, AJ, for the 20 gifted memberships there for the Q8 Pilot channel. Friends and followers, really appreciate that. Very, very kind of you, sir. Oh, AJ, you're going to make me blush, man. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. You're a kind soul, my friend. Have you ever landed at Paro Airport? You mean in real life or in the sim? In real life, I haven't. In the sim, I have, and I crashed the aircraft every time. I've never had a successful landing there, to be very honest with you. Right, we're looking good here. We are at 17,000 for 2,500. All looking good. And unfortunately, it's going to be a default airport at Melbourne, but we'll get to enjoy it hopefully. And with the upcoming of version 12.3 on X-Plane, finally we have weather radar. Yes. All right, looking here. Again, the scenery in Microsoft Flight Sim is obviously satellite imaging streamed from the Bing servers. So it uses also generative AI, by the way, to fill in the world, stream the world into the sim. So I think we need the speed brakes again. There we go. I have been taking care of my dad for 6 weeks. He got. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to. Oh, that's you, Alex. Okay. Yeah, I'm aware of the situation with Dad. I hope he feels better now, and that's a great thing to take care of your, your parents. It's something. The parents do a lot for us, guys, and you'll never be able to pay them back. Just like your kids will never be able to pay you back. And so it's I have a lot of respect for for people that really take care of their parents, and especially at an older age. That's really something I really, really respect and appreciate. All right. I hope you feel better and get that done, AJ. And thanks again for the support. Really appreciate that. Okay, so guys, we are at 12,000 feet. We're making the turn now. We are not too far now from Melbourne. If we go to the progress page here, We are approximately 32 nautical miles now from runway 34. So almost there now. And continue the descent. 11,000 for... I'm going to leave the speed brakes extended because we need to reduce our speed. We're coming up all right too. So the bar is 100... What was it? 8? 9. Okay, so 1009. And we'll do this here as well. 1009. We'll leave the speed brake armed. And we are at 10,000 feet. So runway turn-off lights, landing lights, and nose lights are on. And we're good here. We're going to go ahead and set the auto brake to medium. And we are going to arm the speed brake. Very good. 10,000 feet. We're slightly above, but we're reducing our speed now. You know what? Let's extend the speed brakes here. And just make sure this is expedited. There we go. Very nice details. Look at the speed brakes, guys. Very, very nice. Look at the details right there. Wow. Very nice. I tell you guys, from the visual perspective, everything about the FSLabs I like better than the Phoenix, to be honest. The only thing I like in Phoenix better that I prefer over the FSLabs is their electronic flight bag. But you know, it's not a big deal for me, electronic flight bag. But yeah, all right. So let me switch now to 20 nautical miles, and here's our 10 nautical mile ring. We have a wet runway, it says. Ah, strange. Hello there, Arrow Kill FR. Unfortunately, I lost Mom October last year. My condolences to you, sir. Short heel leukemia. That's... I'm very sorry for that. Yeah. Very sorry for your loss, Roy. All right. So we are now approaching our 10 nautical mile ring. We are at 8,500. We are approximately 28 nautical miles now from our destination. So we should be able to clear the remaining distance and land at Melbourne. Things are looking good. The weather, let me take a quick look here. What is the current weather? 3610. Yeah, so nothing has changed. Let me just come here so that loads the weather again. Yeah, everything's fine here. So visibility is good and everything is looking perfect for our approach into Melbourne. Perfect. All right. Are we too high? Is that the airport? That looks like the runway, doesn't it? Activate, confirm. All right, let's I am tempted to take over myself and disconnect the autopilot. What do you guys think? Or we could do a quick turn because it doesn't look like we are going to be able to. I think we're a bit too high. Yeah, I think we need to make a turn here and wait for the aircraft to descend. I'm going to go ahead and go flaps 1. And let's turn to the opposite heading. Yeah, it's very clear that we were too high. We're
2,500.
We're too fast for the flap setting. Right, let me retract the flaps. All right. All right, so we're just going to go back and go to maybe, let me see here. We're going to go to direct to the, from Belta. Yeah. Let me come here. All right, there we go. We'll take the 10 nautical mile ring here. We'll just pass it, and then we'll select the, we can go here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fly direct to the airport. So we'll just leave it now. And then we can go to execute. So insert. And then there we go. No. I want to go the other way. All right. Flaps 1. All right. 180. Okay, flaps 2. Flaps 2. All right, so flaps is 2. So let's go ahead and lower the landing gear. Landing gear coming down. Flaps 3. Oop. Flaps full. All right, there we go. Wow, this is a really nice approach. And to, well, the clouds are looking really nice. All right. I think the runway's right there, so... All right, I'm going to disconnect the autopilot, and I will take over. We'll just hand fly the approach. We have the runway in sight. It has to be the runway.
1,000.
All right, 1,000 feet. Let me reset my view. And we are clear to land.
$500. $400. $100 above. Minimum.
Not really sure what happened. But, guys, I'm not going to go around.
Sync rate.
30. 20. Retard.
That is really
10.
bad. Alright, here are the reverses. Early, I'm not sure what happened with this flight today. But this was not very good. Yeah, I should have gone around, but it's a bit too late for me, guys, and I do have work tomorrow, so unfortunately I had to accept the right, here we go. Pedal disconnect. We'll make the turn and head over back to the well, let's make the turn here and turn the aircraft back. Yeah, I do apologize, guys. This was not a good was not a good flight. It was not a good approach. Yeah. All right, let's clean up. Flaps up. Speed brake disarmed. Landing lights off. Nose light to taxi, runway turn off lights, strobes are off. Let's start the APU. There we go. And we'll stop the clock. Thank you very much, AJ, for the encouragement. I always feel really bad when I'm unable to give you guys a good show. I hope the brakes are hot. All right, so let's turn on the brake fans. Looks like we have some sort of a company message. Do we have something here? We do have a message here. It's just another load sheet. Alright, looks like the APUs there are coming up. I really like the FSLabs, guys. I think it's really, really good. And if you ask me whether I recommend it or not, it's an aircraft that I highly recommend for MSFS 2024, along with the iFly 737 MAX. Those are my two new favorites for Microsoft Flight Sim. I really, really am enjoying them tremendously. Very, very nice aircraft, both of them. right, here we are. And we'll just pick a spot here to park our aircraft at the gate. Again, guys, thank you very much for all the support, for all the kind words, and for keeping me inspired and motivated. I really, really appreciate it. All right, here we go. We're going to take stand Echo 8. All right, parking brake set. APU bleed on. And engine number 1 off, number 2 off, and we can turn off the taxi light as well. Excellent. We'll definitely do a stream with the Phoenix. All right, so that's the captain informing the cabin crew that they can disarm the doors now. And with that, we can turn off the beacon light. And we're going to come here to the electronic flight. I think the GSX, yeah, I think it is automatic once the engines are shut down and the beacon lights are off. I think you can already see the GSX is doing its thing. And there you go, you have the jetway coming here to the aircraft. If we go to connections and go to services, here it will automatically set the chocks and says deboarding requested. Yeah, so there you have it. And now you'll see the very, very nice aircraft, really, the FSLabs. I love the automation. It works really well. And there you have it. I think you should be able to see the crew deboarding the aircraft. So we should be able to see them disembark in a second. Again, you can see this is automated. Again, you don't have to really do anything. So I think the integration with GSX is done very well on the FSLabs, as you can see here. And you can set also GSX automation for the boarding as well. So if you have it set to automatic, it will automatically start the boarding and it will follow the proper sequence until the aircraft is fully boarded. I'm not sure if we're going to see the passengers, but that's yeah. There you go. We have the passengers now deboarding. You can see them there through the glass door. Let me do a reset here real quick. And if we go to, there you go. There again, this is probably because there is no GSX profile, so they look kind of flying into the ground, sunk into the ground. But yeah, there you have it, guys. The FSLabs A321neo for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. It's been a really fun stream today with you guys. Our next stream is going to be on Saturday. If I plan anything before that, I will let you guys know. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you for the outstanding support, for the endless support, for the motivation, for the inspiration. You guys be safe. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.